Hello everyone, it is Fox Coaster here, and today I am bringing you my top 10 personal favorite roller coasters that I have ridden for the 2017 season. Now this list may get a little controversial at times, so I just ask that you respect my opinion and I will respect yours. Also, my coaster count is only 108 at the moment, so there may not be the widest selection of rides on this list. Before we get started, I'd like to talk about a few honorable mentions, and those are Magnum at Cedar Point for its ejector airtime, Twister at Knoebels for being so underrated and having amazing laterals, and Millennium Force at Cedar Point, which just barely missed the cut at number 11. With all that being said, let's get into the top 10. Number 10 is Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion, commonly referred to as I-305. And this coaster is all about intensity, and I'd say for the most part, yeah, it delivers. I love how it's so fast, and I grade out every single time. However, it's really lacking airtime, and it really hurt my neck despite the soft restraints. Leviathan is probably the most controversial coaster on this list, but I seriously had a lot of fun on this thing. A lot of people say, oh, Leviathan's this, Leviathan's that, it sucks. But I got tons of flow to airtime, the smoothness blew my mind away, and the drop just felt like you were falling forever. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Wicked Cyclone has ejector airtime and laterals all over the place, and some of the elements are just so funky I love it. It's got the world's only 200-degree stall, outward bank turns, and the legendary double reversing airtime hill. The first drop in the back row is just insane, and the airtime is so violent throughout the entire ride. I love this coaster so much that I decided to break my marathoning record on it and did 30 laps in 4 hours, and that was all while having to walk around the entire queue every single time because Six Flags New England has pathetic managers, but that's another story. Okay, let's talk about Phoenix. Literal standing airtime. Stats wise, it's not a very impressive ride at all, but the restraints allow for so much airtime you're just being thrown around on every single hill. No seatbelts or anything, just buzz bars. Phoenix also has some of the best operations in the country. The dispatches are consistently 30 seconds. It's also incredibly smooth, and it blew all expectations completely out of the water. At the number 6 spot, I have decided to put Sky Rush. This is an awesome and super intense Intamin hyper. You get some really strong airtime, some good laterals, and some really good positive Gs. As for the restraints, I could definitely feel them tighten, but it didn't really bother me at all. I haven't ridden this coaster since 2015, and unfortunately I won't be riding it anytime soon. And that is of course because of the fact that the Hershey company uses slaves to harvest their cocoa. And because I do not support that, I feel I cannot support Hershey in any way, which includes buying a ticket to go ride Sky Rush. Seriously, next time you pay for a ticket to get into Hershey Park or pay to buy Hershey's chocolate, think about the fact that you are fueling a business who kidnaps children from their homes and forces them into physical labor just so they can get more profit. At number 5, I have decided to put Anthem Revenge. This coaster is just so amazing. Kennywood did an outstanding job with it, and it is my favorite hyper coaster. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, this is only your favorite hyper because it's Taylor's favorite hyper. Listen, I rode this thing 3 years before Taylor did, and it's been my favorite hypercoaster ever since. So no, I did not copy Taylor. The reason why this is my favorite hypercoaster is because it is so fast, it gives an amazing sensation of speed, which I love. The restraints allow for so much extra room, so you're just bouncing around the seat on the entire ride. The ride just feels so out of control and insane, and who doesn't love that second drop with the head chopper? This ride is a piece of art. I could not get over how well it was put together and how it interacts with the rock work and other theming. It felt like there was an awesome near miss element on every single turn. As for the ride itself, it's so unique and it's just so awesome. It may look a little repetitive on the POVs, but when you ride it, it does not feel that way. You get airtime and laterals on all those quick snappy twists, and they are just so much fun. The overbank turn makes you feel like you're completely upside down, and the theming, I can't talk enough about the theming. The theming is so amazing. This ride needs to be on every coaster enthusiast bucket list. You need to see the rockwork in person, watch it run, hear the roar of the launch, and most importantly, you have to ride it. Balderdash is a roller coaster that I have never gotten a bad ride on. The laterals on the station flyover and the turnaround will numb your legs. And the return trip has 9 airtime moments in a row, every single one sending you floating out of the seat. Balderdash has both ejector and floater airtime, but the main thing people complain about with this ride is its roughness. And while the roughness is definitely there if you're a true coaster enthusiast, it won't bother you. And in fact, the roughness is a good thing because it makes the ride more intense. It's also paced perfectly and truly incredible. Also, who doesn't love flying through the Connecticut woods at 60 miles an hour? Let me just start off by saying that in my opinion, Expedition G-Force deserves all of the hype it has ever gotten. This is by far the best airtime machine I've ever been on. Not only is the airtime way stronger than it looks on the POVs, but it just seems to last forever. Both me and my friend Marvin could agree that the airtime on that massive hill after the first drop lasted for a solid 4 seconds. I was expecting Superman the Ride airtime and Superman the Ride smoothness, and let me just say I got way better. And if you're in the back row, your whole body just gets thrown around on the drop. It's my second favorite drop of all time, and no matter where you sit on the train, it is one of the best drops on the planet. G-Force also runs with T-bars, which is my all-time favorite restraint. Every single one of my 19 rides on G-Force was incredible. My all-time favorite coaster is El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. This may even be the best roller coaster in the entire world. The amount of intensity it manages to get is unreal. El Toro pushes the boundaries of what the human body can handle. I mean seriously, negative 2.2 Gs, that's insane. If you know what rows to sit in, it is butter smooth. When you're at Six Flags Great Adventure, make sure to go to El Toro at night, head to row 17, which is the second to last row, and I guarantee that the ride will blow you away. And who knows, maybe you'll even get the quote surprise the ride operators do during night rides. If you've ridden El Toro at night, you may know what I mean. El Toro also has my all-time favorite drop on any coaster. If you're in the back car, especially at night, it just feels like you're falling into oblivion and you just keep on falling and falling. But yeah, El Toro is a ride that I cannot recommend enough.